thank you for how you help us in the first section, the understanding of your word that has come to us and the changes we have decided to make because we surely make these changes and the impact will be evident in our ministry and our finances going forward in Jesus' name. That person whom you have caused the spirit of poverty in his life and ministry will remain caused forever to glory of God the Father. Amen. So let's just continue from where we stopped. We've talked about the fundamentals. I will just go over the fundamentals once again. Project minded, be frugal, be trustworthy, be frugal. I told you, spend wisdom, don't spend money. Running cost versus overhead costs. Don't let programs activities drain you. Use special programs and revenue to raise seed and look up to your members, not some financiers outside there. And while you're looking at your members, also trusting God to bless them, to bless the work. Do not lobby. If you have further questions on these things, you can put in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure that if you go through our courses, we are going to have them all covered. You should have time for what will save you time, what will save you time and stress. Create IGR and monitor it. That's number 9 and number 10 way of white elephant project or elephant project. Number 11, don't steal and don't eat God's money. Number 12, be wise with programs, especially food and logistics. This is drain money. And number next life is in stages. And the last one which I didn't mention is keep a record of everything. There's no way I can overemphasize the purpose of record keeping in an organization, especially your financial records. It can't be overemphasized. The Bible itself is the book of records, from the book of Genesis to the book of Numbers to the book of First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the book of Acts of Apostles are all records. You have to be able to keep the record of what you spend on this, what to spend on this, what to spend on your running cost, what to spend on your program on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. There should be a record of all this. People should not be able to just access this account anywhere and just take money and and so the money without giving an account. Even our personal expenses at home, if you ask me for the record book, I will show you the record book. You can't just be in my house and then just spend money because the money is there and then you just spend and then they will call you one day and ask you, can you give an account of so thousand that you took the last time they used to send you on an errand? You have to give an record to the last penny. Even me, I still give records to my wife. And my wife gives records even though I don't check it. But she keeps her record because she's a record person. So you must keep a record of everything. I just want to overemphasize that. And now we're going to executing projects. Executing project. Now you want to do a project, you have the fund. Yes, I'm talking about having the fund before raising the fund because it's about making good use of what you have. It's not really about how to make more and more. Though I'm still going to cover that. Number one thing to bear in mind while executing project is quality is not always expensive. It's only overpriced. That mindset that it is expensive because it is a quality one, just go and delete it off your mind. They are not always qualities are not always expensive. They are just overpriced. I'm going to share a story with you about a plumber that came to work with us. What he wrote for 2,500. I bought it for, oh, I should remember in Jesus' name. I bought it for, it's not 700. I'm not joking now. It's as ridiculous as that. And I wrote 2005. The other plumber wrote 27. I got the strongest, the thickest available in that category, and I got it for around 700 or less. Around 700 or less. Yes, yes, around 7. So I think it was 400 naira. It is called floor drain that they use for bedroom. It was between 400 and 700. That was the amount I got it for, and so many other materials like that. So some things are just overpriced. That doesn't mean that they are quality. A young man was speaking to me recently and he was telling me how he bought the Samsung phone. He said he couldn't buy the new one. He said he couldn't buy the new one. When I asked why, he said because it will be very expensive. How much do you buy? How much do you buy the refurbished one? He said they bought it for 140,000. So, and how much is the new one? He said it will be like 300,000. I just brought out my phone, go to Jumia. Guess how much is the new one? 170,000. And he bought second hand for 140,000. So it's because he didn't do his, I didn't tell him. I don't want him to feel bad. Because he didn't do his due diligence, he shouldn't have ever bought it for that price. But he was told it is clean, it is original, and all of that. And that was how we fall victim of it. So most times when they tell you this is the best, that's why it is expensive, my dear, it's just being overpriced. Even in stores where you really see high price for high quality things, in the real sense they will overprice it. It's not that expensive as that. Bear that in mind while executing projects. Number two, it's not bad because it is cheap. They cheated you. At times, the amount you spent to buy something and they tell you it didn't last. And why didn't it last? Because it was cheap. It was not because it was cheap. It was because they cheated you most of the times. If they really give you value for your money, especially in Nigeria, you will really see that most things are not as expensive as they used to paint it. We got something for her construction recently. The young man that went to buy it, they sold a pack for him for 12.5 and he's supposed to buy 12 pack. He said he bought that same thing last year with another person. That person sold him for him for 12,000 naira. And if you consider the inflation rate and waiting got expensive in Nigeria between last year and now, if they are selling something for 12,000 naira last year, if they sold it for 15,000 naira this year, something that is imported, you should even be doubting whether they sell a real one to you or not. So for them to have sold it for him for 12, it means the person that sold it for him at 12,000 naira last year really cheated it. So it's not bad because it is cheap, it is because they cheated you. Also bear that in mind, I've been in the business of buying stuffs for the ministry for years. When I tell you these things, they are main facts. Number three, get in the know. Make enquiries. Get in the know of the project your ministry is executing. If you have plenty money and there's somebody who is taking care of it, fine, you may not need to get in the know. You don't need to. But if you are like me, that didn't bring a dime to the ministry and that is trying to harness the resources to make it make sense, to manage God's provision adequately, get down, dirty your hand, do market survey. I'll tell you a story. We wanted to do a basic plumbing work for our bedroom when we constructed bedroom to our campsite. We have 12 blocks. Then I invited a very close person who is a plumber. My dear, go and cost these things. And he brought the bill. We were also making some construction at that time. So when I saw the bill, I said, that means can we do halfway? I was trying to say how we can cut the money because the bill was much and it was still with the same mindset that it is because it is building, it is this and that, it will be much and all of that. And then I told him the bill was much, so I just collected it from him and then trusting God to see how we can cater for it. So I was just pray. So we now something there was now a plumbing issue in the house. So I invited a plumber around the area to come and check. And I asked him, what is even the price of this thing? Even while he was trying to overprice it for me, he still mentioned a price that was far lower than what the young man gave me. Wow. Wow. So that was when my sister, because I think if anyone would do that, he's the least person because he knows about our in and out. I was disturbed. So I was just praying maybe the following day. And I remember that a plumber has one worked for us who tried to play that is very sincere, got receipt for us, put the price of everything in hot on the receipt. So I went to locate the receipt he sent because we keep things, we keep records. I want to get the receipt he sent. And then so I was able to locate that receipt. And then I saw the price compared to the price this man quoted. It was Like something they quoted 214. I'm seeing 11. I'm seeing 950. What this young man quoted 15. Is it 15 now? No, what quoted 2000 plus 4. I'm seeing 950 also. That was when I began to have issues. I called the man that brought the second time I began to have issues. So I called the man that brought the receipt. I told him to go and check and make his own estimate. Meanwhile, I went down to the market where they sell plumbing materials, the major place in Ibadan. Went to price some things in two places, and I realized that this guy actually sat down and wanted to really take a chunk of us. So guess what? The other man I sent, he also want to bring an inflated budget, including the things we are not going to need. I was wondering, was he trying to be faithful because what we did the first time were just few things, like 34. This time that he has to do like 40, 50. He now has to inflate the price across board. And the funniest thing is that this guy will not give you original stuff. They will overprice you, and they will still buy the fake items. So when I got that, I just look at those two people, and then I still want to give the job to the young man whom I have known for some time, the first man, and that's because he may code something wrong for me that I can monitor him and I can control him. So I put him inside the car, and I now send the list to another to a member this time around who is working in the bank. He was working in the department of the bank that has relationship with customers. So I asked him, is there any of your customer that is selling problem materials in bulk? He said there is one opposite them. I said, give him this, let him give us the price. And then the price he gave us, because we are now comparing prices, he had to even beat down his price a bit lower. Things of, I'm not joking, no, things of 40 naira are on the list that these people have inflated. 40 naira, 40 naira, things of 950, 1115, things of 400 naira tap, they will write 2735. No, they just inflate all these things. And then I was able to buy the materials, cut down the money, we're able to do everything we wanted to do. Imagine a floor drain, we need 10 pieces, and you guys gave me 2725, and I got it in the market for I think 400, between 400 and 700. Let's say I even got it for 700 per one. How much did this guy made on just the floor drain alone? And I got the best as far as that category is concerned. So these are the things that happen when you want to execute projects. We got some gadgets recently. We got slave engine, mixer, and all of that. And then our brother first did the first level of surveying. In the first level of surveying he did, you need to see the price, the bloated price that they put there. So, and we were like, okay, for my budget, because I don't know about sound system. This is our first time, and this is the first thing that we are buying. Yeah, especially in that category. So we said, okay, maybe we can just get one. We were going to get to the physical market ourselves. And I remember the brother who is in the sound department of this church, and this church has a lot of gadgets, and he's a friend. So I just called him up. Okay, I met him, and then I asked him. He said, "These prices are exaggerated. This is a man, the man whom we got the price for, is a man whom we used to buy things from. Oh. He is in Alaba Market in Lagos. When they tell you Alaba Market, you feel like, you will get cheap things there. This is a man that bloated the cost of things for us. And here is a man in Ibadan that said, we bought this thing so time. It's not as expensive as this. I will even follow you. So I just picked a car. Thank God there was one public holiday like that. And we drove down. So after we price in Ibadan, we still called the Alaba guy. We told him how much is this thing. He told us the amount. We said, does it collect this amount? We want to even check the price of the man that's giving us price in Ibadan. The price he's still giving us was still more expensive, but he has beat it down because now maybe With the way we price, he knows we know about it already. He has beaten it down, but it was still around the range, but not even as cheap as this man was getting it from. And the next thing that comes to mind that maybe the one you wanted to buy is fake. No, it's not fake. Because one of the things we have to get to know in buying things is to identify fake as well. At least to some extent, you must get somebody who know about it, even though you are going to pay for the service of that person. And we actually pay that brother that followed us. We paid maybe around maybe 5 or 10,000 then eventually. But you know how much that has saved us from, and this man knows about it. And we took time. We didn't. You don't buy those things, such things in our. You take time. We took time to price and to check and to compare. We actually bought model as well. We bought name. We know the name that is okay and where they will not sell us another type of that brand. We put those things in place and we still get it at a very good price. We now have to call a sound engineer again that used to supply us those things on rentage. It still confirms the range of the price. So that is say some things for you that is expensive and outrageous price does not mean you are bought original. No, and you keep tapping and you still feeling yourself. This thing is 1.5, something that is 700,000. These guys are as bad as that. So you have to put that. I told you that story so that I can give you context to things. So get in the know, make inquiries, do market survey, compare, get down. If somebody is sending you the money, you don't have problem. Just spend it anyhow. I know one of my people who said this in the market, and she was telling me that they brought a deal to her. Now they wanted her to sell local products for imported products. Local products is around maybe 150 or maybe 250 naira per one. Foreign products is around 7,000 naira per one. And there's a big ministry, I won't mention the name of that ministry, that wants to get a lot of the foreign products. And these guys want to buy local products instead. Look at the price gap. You just be alarming because these things that's the way they are. Hallelujah. So should I tell you another story? Maybe if there's another room for it, I will tell you. Number four, monitor. When you're executing project, monitor it. See, if you are full, if you have money, no problem. Me, I don't used to walk about. I don't attend parties. I don't socialize as much. I do my work and I'm focused on the ministry I am. I don't go for meetings, small pastors meetings, big pastors meeting, friends pastors meeting. Some people go for that. What do I use my time for? I labor in the ministry and I do what I'm supposed to do. So I have time to monitor some things. When we started building, I was told categorically, if you cannot monitor, don't build. Because the first thing we did, so I will at times I will carry my work to the site until God blessed us with a very trustworthy bricklayer that I can commit work to. Though slow, but I can commit work to him and he's doing very fine. Yeah, until that time came. Oh, even though we didn't have much space before when we started when we got that faithful man. Even with that faithful man, they still need to monitor the quality and how focused they are on the job and all of that. But I'm even talking about monitoring how the money is being expended this time around. Now, we started building, we got a carpenter. This guy went to do carpentry work and called us on Friday that the work is finished. He called me on Saturday. I said, "Look, I'm coming to check it on Sunday." My people, we were on our way on Sunday when they called me that what he carpented has come down. We asked him to just to mount a roof for us. So when we got there, they said it's better we use since we have iron poles, galvanized pipe. Let's put the galvanized pipe. Let's put brick under it and all of that, cement before you now put the roof. So they got a bricklayer for us right there within the area. My people. When this bricklayer also did his own work, I didn't monitor him. and we went back to check. You can literally, not literally, we were using hand to uproot the iron pole, uproot the iron pole, uproot the iron pole. With cement oh. So we now got that. And now you know that and I asked the welder that gave us that made the pipe for us. Since we made this pipe for us, recommend the bricklayer to us. Do you like long story? Do you like long story? This guy recommended the bricklayer to us. This bricklayer said, okay, for this work, I may not remember the exact figure. He said he would need 10 bags of cement. So I gave him money for six to buy. Before he got there, that was when they told me, Pastor, if you are ready to build, be ready to monitor. And you know the distance of our place now. So I said, before the man got there, I got in there. It was arriving like this. I got there. I counted the cement he brought. Okay, I give him money for 8 bags. He asked for 10. I give him money for 8 bags. This man bought 6 bags with him. I said, okay. They began walk. They walk. They were walking maybe slowly or fast. I don't know. I don't know the difference. But by 12, I look at the number of bags they have used. Maybe like 3 bags. I said, by the time the work closes in the evening, this guy cannot use 8 bags, more than 5 more bags, which makes the 8 bags that I've paid for. So he even told me he wants to go and buy more cement because I've given him money already. He said he wanted to go and buy more cement. I said, no problem. Just carry me along. I'm going to drop on the way. I'm going home. That time I didn't have a car. So I said, I'm going to just drop on the way. So we went. So as I said I was going, they told me they would need more cement. I said, more cement. I said, how many more? They said they will still need like 4. So how do you guys plan to use? You use 3 while I'm here. How do you plan to use 7 cement after I've left? So he carried me to where he went to buy cement. He bought the cement. He was doing as if he's faithful. Say, I'm buying cement. There's nothing hidden. You know. How much is this cement? Blah, blah, blah. I was just looking at him. So they carried me back to the site. They said, Pastor, you're not going again. I said, I'm not going again. My people. This guy used, let's say I gave him money for 8 bags. Let's say that he eventually used 7 bags. And the 7 bags he used, they were just wasting the cement. They have to mix it, they keep pouring cement. So I even thought they were making the building to get stronger. It was later that I realized that they are intentionally mixing and wasting the cement so that they can prove to me that they actually use 7. And then instead of him to refund money for one, he now started complaining. Even this work, I didn't make profit. So I just dash him that one. I didn't bother collect money from him. But I was happy they did a good job. They really put cement. Until we wanted to make another deal with him. When we wanted to build the main building, that he gave us a price that we said we can't pay that much. He knew we were going to monitor him, so he said he's not going to buy. He did some other things. I don't want to bore you with all those stories. The new set of people that now came to, who should you want me to bore you? This guy told us when we wanted to make that video, he said, I was taking advice. Is it better we get cement by ourselves? Or no, we buy blocks or they make block for us. Then people said if we make block for us, it's cheaper. So I called him as a person I've worked with before to get somebody that will mold block for us. Do you know this man collected a contract in a price, gave the contract out to this person molding block for another price entirely? I'm talking about a difference of 800 naira to 1 2. That's 400 naira per bag of cement. But I just sat down and realized I calculated it and I realized that by calculation, it's even better we go ahead and buy blocks. But let's try this guy for some time. That was why we even began to try him in the first place. But he said he's not going to work with us. The price we want to give him was too small. But he was confident that we are going to, this guy is going to be molding block for us and we'll be getting a kickback from that guy. Before I eventually asked some people how much they used to mold block, they told me the price and I eventually found out that this guy actually no all those stories. So when I say monitor, it was when the other guys now did the foundation They were not pouring cement as I was expecting them to also be pouring cement like this one were pouring cement inside the whole of blocks. They now told me, no, that is not how to do that. If somebody has actually done that for us, the person actually cheated us. Well, I even thank God that the cement he thought he wasted, he put it on our site, on our land, on our building, and the cement is still there up till now. Maybe that's one of the reasons that still within the structure that the first structure that we made that we are still managing up to now before we improve on the structure itself. Thank God for him. But if we didn't monitor, you will be spending a 1 million naira and everything you will be seeing will not be worth more than 200K, and you will be trusting God for money. You will keep pressuring your members for more money, and there will be nothing to prove where their money is going. When you get to status and you see things, people are like, oh, wow, this development, this growth, and you think normally we should have spent a lot of money and struggle. Yes, we spent money, but it was maximized. We got value for our money. So these things are more important than raising money. I believe you will agree with me when I say it's more important than raising money. So monitor. If you don't, number four, you don't always need the best, but the good. At times, what you need is not the best. Let's get the best microphone. See, you just need a good microphone. Your members are not more than 20. You just want somebody that can just hear you at the back. Okay, we wanted to floor our auditorium now. Already we have spent 750K. Or yeah, we have spent around 750K, more than that, for the flooring. Some of you know the auditorium I'm talking about. And some people are telling me to put ties, that we should put ties. We'll put ties, but ties is not what we. Ties is the best, right? But flooring is good. When we get to a point of ties, we put ties. When we get to a stage we can do that easily, we do that. Instead of putting ties, there are other things on the campsite that we can put the money into. So at times what you need is not the best. Like you want to do video and you want to get camera, a very good camera, or you want to get an iPhone. But you can use normal phone. It's still good. I wish I could give you more examples, but when it comes to my mind, I'm going to do that for you. Number five, at times it is either the best or nothing. And number four, I said you need the good, not necessarily the best. Number five, I said is that the best or nothing. There are some things we have wanted to buy in our ministry. That we said, except to buy this specification, we are not just buying anything. We just don't want to buy just anything. First time we wanted to get a car, we could have gotten a car long time ago. If it is just to get a golf car, a Corolla car, a small car. But we look at the need of the ministry, the purpose the car is going to serve. We know the kind of car that we would like. And then there's another model of that car that they're even recommending to us. But we don't want to buy that car. We don't want to get that car because of the quality. I'm using a Toyota car, and they're suggesting that we should get an Honda version of that car. Honda version, Honda is also good, but we said we get money for Toyota. It is Toyota or nothing because Toyota is more rugged because of the purpose the car will be serving. It's going to last us more. So eventually, we're not going to be spending so much on repairs and all of that. So we waited till we can afford a Toyota car. So in some things like that, we may have to wait till you get the best. Like when we wanted to get sound system, the slave engine, the mixer, we went to the market. We eventually left with the should I say the most expensive, not the most expensive person because there are other ones that they said that are in another. But in that category, it is the most expensive, it's the best, and it's the strongest. There was another one they were even showing us. They said that one has more capacity in a way, but it's not like it does not have a second-hand value like the first one. So we try to make calls all around. That one has higher capacity, but cheaper. But this one does not have higher capacity, does not have the capacity of that one, but it's more expensive. And it's other that, of course, that is the same purpose the two of them will serve because you cannot even overload the one you think is having higher capacity. And that's what second-hand value in terms of demand. They might even lecture us on slave engine thing and then told us why that one is different from that one. That how that the one can get easily burned by the electricity and all of that. So we eventually bought the most expensive because we want something that will last us for long and we can also afford it. We have waited this long, not for us to buy just anything. So in some instances, the best for you is to just get the best and not just to get in it. And in some instances, you just need the good, not necessarily the best. I remember I wanted to set up our sound studio. They were giving me a budget of 500,000. I asked the guy, see, 500,000, what did you call it? If they send me and send all of us in Sanos at that time, where will you get 500K? What I need, okay, what we need is just something that can just produce voice and it will be clear. We eventually spent less than 100K to set up the whole thing, and that was very affordable for us at that time. So it's like that. At times you get the good, at times you go for the best based on the situation per time. Um, Number five, and that goes to number five. What do you really need? What do you really need? You have to ask yourself, what do you really need? Like when this guy was telling me to get a studio of 500K, what was the story of 500K he gave me? That is going to give you quality. Oga, calm down. I just want something that when I say, I will hear, that's what I need. That's what we need in the sound system. When I wanted to find a way to record my messages when I go on to minister, the options were heavy. You need generator, you need to pro laptop. I used to travel to Lagos every month just to, because our Lagos center, the church we were using, for our meeting every month, they have recording system. So I will carry laptop in my bag, I will carry USB, I will carry flash drive so that they can record. At the end of the day, they won't record anything. They may record praise and worship, they will record offering, they will record testimony. When they get to the point of message, something will happen. The generator can go off. The person can say they forgot to press record. Different things. Issues coming up. I sat down. I was thinking, what can we do? And God upon my mind. I used to have friends in those days in school who were blind, and they used to use digital recorder. So I just went on Jumia to search for recorder. Say how much do I get a recorder for? 6,000 naira. I was able to get it. It's the recorder I'm still using. It's that caliber of recorder I'm still using up till now. You will see two mics on my this thing. One is for audio record. One is for audio record, and the other one is for one is for audio record. The other one is for the sound. And it's still what I'm still using up to now. That category of stuff. Well, we can afford something more now, but we don't really need that. Just need something very portable and that can still serve us. And wherever I go, I just take it along, and then I get to record my voice. Let me even show you. Let me even show you. And there are various types of it. Then I bought it for 6,000, but now it's around 11, 12,000. And you can get it on Jimmy. I just put digital voice recorder since I'm recording this for pastor, so I can expose you to that as well. That's that, right? So, what do you really need? What do you need in that thing? Is there a way you can get it without paying that premium price for it? Number six, need versus want versus capacity. Write this code somewhere. If you can't afford it, you don't need it. If you cannot afford it, you don't need it. Don't say we need it, Lord. You see, some of you, you stress yourself and you see God that did not answer your needs. You don't really know the things you need. Needs versus want versus capacity. If you cannot afford it, you don't need it. For years, there's somebody that does not need a car. They will talk about it, especially a pastor. Even if it's just for you to just drive and say boom and just act like a pastor. But we finished building we bought land, an acre plus. We sank borehole. We built auditorium. We built a house. Even though we did not plaster the house, we did not tide it, and but we have finished the building, we have roofed it. You know how much that cost before we got the first car. But some people, it is the car that we want to get by all means. And I told you about running cost versus overhead cost. Don't force your way through things. Really let it be a real need. And when you compare it with other things, is that what you actually need? And when you cannot afford it, you don't need it. And you don't have to bury your head or stress yourself about it. A young man was talking to me recently that he wants to get an apartment. Wants to get an apartment. I told him, son, calm down. Maybe at that point, this point in time, God still wants you to still keep squatting where you are, even though you are a pastor, you are a full-time pastor. I also squatted. It's not a crime. It's just stage. Please. So, if I used to say it, if I had forced my way through getting a car, I would have parked the car long ago. Because we keep records. After we get the car, the you have to, it was a Tokumbo car. Some of you go and struggle and get a Nigerian used car and buy struggle on struggle. But this one is a Tokumbo used car, so we still have to put some things in place, some engines. When I say engines, there are various parts of the car. The door of the car uses its own engine separately. We have to replace that engine. They listed the things we need to buy and change in the whole car. We got the car in July. The next account, the next general accounting of the ministry will be due in first week of December. So between July and November, over the car, apart from the money we used to buy it, the record department shows 700,000 naira. Plus the money we spend on fuel, for the money we spend on the papers, on the license, and all of that, on the plate number, we spend 700,000 plus. If we had forced our way through getting a car, we won't be able to afford that additional bill. And that's not all. Now they've increased the cost of fuel in Nigeria. What was speaking to me yesterday, they have parked their car. She's not the ministry person, because they realize that it's only two of them that uses the car every day, and they will spend 5,000 naira every day when they go out. And they are like, we don't even need 5,000 naira for transport fare. They just park the car. I'm as a person, I really, I told you before, I don't go out. I don't go out all the time. I'm busy with my work, and my office is in the house. That's another thing. I would have gotten an office outside, but I look at the cost it takes for us to maintain an office outside. The kind of office I would like to have outside will be a whole building on its own. And we look at the cost of that, and then I just hold on it for the time being. So what am I saying? Don't force yourself. What you can't afford, you don't need. Do other things. Do other things. Do other things. When you do those other things and there is trust, God send more money, people trust you more, you guys keep growing, then it will be easy for you. If you want to buy a second car today in the ministry, we will buy it. If I just need a small car, we will buy it. Long ago, we can even afford to buy a car. It's because we are looking at what we need part time. I told you the things we have to do first before we even consider buying a car. Even that car, it took God to me in a vision for me to be convinced that we can buy it. We would have used the money to do another thing. So please watch that very well. And that takes us to the next point. Go for priorities. Go for priorities. Prioritize things in the ministry. Priority project. Some projects, when you do them first, they can give birth to more resources easily. People have more comfort at our campsite. Some people that will never attend before, they cannot attend. And when they come around, and then we take offering, we take seed, they partake in it. When we pursue a bigger project and we cannot get a conducive place for them, Initially, we used to rent places for camp. We used to sleep on the bench. There's not enough space for us to even sleep all those times. People manage. Some people will never even come again. After they've come once, we don't mind. But we keep moving, we keep moving. Now we go to our own space. Yet there's still not enough space. Even if you get to election camp, if you get to Canaanland, people still hang around to sleep, isn't it? But at least things are better. They are trying to improve on things. We're also improving on things. It is well in Jesus' name. So go for priorities. You need to watch out where your priority is. Is it on aesthetics, packaging? Packaging is good, but put side by side things and let it be that it is actually the priority of the ministry. Then you can do it. I'm not saying it's bad, but let it really be. It should really be that it is a priority. Look at the aesthetic. Look at that aspect. Then rentage. People spend so much on rent every year. I just told you about renting an office outside and why I couldn't do that. Really be sure that that is your priority before you start spending that amount on rent every year or every month. Um, you see, buying things is still the best kind of project you can do. At times you may have to rent. At times you may have to do this and that. But buying your own things, especially building, buying gadgets. They are the best kind of project. If our rent is not a project, it's a running cost. What are we talking about? Project is gadget and project is gadget and building. So you now building is very important. Building is the best kind of project you can do for an organization, for a ministry. But at times you may have to buy gadgets, build, or put gadget first, depending on you. But don't let it be that it's just all about packaging and aesthetics. For instance, somebody said she wanted to buy a generator for the ministry. She wants to make it a surprise. I called her, I said, come, what's the budget of of the generator you want to buy? She said 450K. I said, please send the money to the ministry account. Don't buy generator. Please. Why? We are still able to rent generator that we use for our camps. When we look at the price of the generator that we rent to use for our camps, which we only do once or twice or thrice in a year, and then we realize that generator is not a priority need. Our priority need now is to buy our sound system. So I told her, bring the money. We have other purposes we want to use the money for. So she sent the money to the ministry account. We added money to it. We go to the market, buy quality sound system. After we now put this quality sound system and got to, and now said, my people, how much did you say they are selling generator? Then how can we go about buying generator? Because these days people are changing to solar system. So some people are laying off their gen. Can we get a very good jet what I've used before, or even a new generator, even a new generator? We are still on it. We will not buy it as at now, not because we can't afford it, but in the priorities of things, there are things that come first, and then we have also put it in the pipeline. But it's not before what is most important. Hallelujah. And the reason we want to buy generator is so that we can be able to maintain our gadgets. We can't just get any generator or the one that's those that rent, because we still have to rent stuff to augment what we have. And so that they will not spoil it for us. So we want to buy generator for its own maintenance. I hope you get things I'm trying to say. So number 8, build. David Rodney says, and we're talking about executing projects. Build. Try to look for a way to add building as part of your project as much as possible and as soon as possible. David Rodney says, when you begin to build, money will come. And that's the truth. Build, and I said a lot about building in the first teaching. Don't just go and build 3-story building and a complex. What do you want to use it for? All of you are in the church, and you're not more than 40. What about build something that can take 100 people? If you expand, at what rate are you expanding? So we build something for like our own hall. We build an hall of 300 people, and we know that there is a space beside it for extension that can take another 300. After some time, we extended it with bricks, and then we are still using that place for extension, but we've now camp it in And that is why I was talking about using scaffolding and all of that and iron beams the other time. But we still have space for extension, for overflow, I mean, for overflow. So, and we still know that that's not our permanent all. That we are building something that can saturate us for now and that we can transform later on into an hostel if we have to abandon that place for that. Because I went to a campsite and I saw abandoned hall that they have built, that they have stopped using, built, stop using, built, stop using. I can't do such a thing. I can't put this on abandon. The ones we want to stop using now, and then I want to put another structure, the materials, I'm already thinking of how we can exhaust some of the materials and put it for another use. So please, when you are building, don't go for gigantic elephant projects. Do things that are good, visionful, have vision, have dream. Something you can start and finish in a short time. Building within 1 year you are done. I think that's the best way to just say it. Something you can start and finish in a short time. Because any building that is more than 1 year, that is going into 3 years especially, and you are dependent on it, not as if it's just somewhere that you are using another one already, you're just spending money on that one. And it's beyond 3 years. We need to question if you really need it. Because where you are now, you know how to I don't know how to explain. See, my dear, you have understood. Thank you. Um Number 7, in executing project, note that factors impeding your growth may impede your provisions. That's one thing you need to know. Factors impeding your growth as a ministry may also impede your provision. So you want to check those factors. Because when we say go for your need, go for your priority, that you might have outgrown your stage. Like there are some things that you're supposed to have in the ministry, looking at the number of years you've spent, but you don't have it because you are not growing numerically or you are not growing financially. So you want to look at those factors that may be responsible for your growth. That is also stopping your production. For instance, you should be using a car. You have spent like 10 years in the ministry and you're not on the mission field. There's a lot of easy to add to your work. But if you guys cannot afford it in the ministry, yourself cannot afford it personally, and then you can't force it. So why? Then you have to look at what is really affecting your growth and address it. Some of the factors that may affect your growth could be if you are really in your calling. Are you really in your calling? Is it a full-time call that you have answered? Have you answered it well? And you want to look at that aspect. Obedience. Does God give you some instructions? Bible says if you are willing and obedient will eat the good of the land. So these are the fundamentals that I cannot begin to mention in this lecture. If you go to School of Full-Time Ministry, School of Ministerial Finance, School of Ministry, you will be able to get those facts there. The last one, which is raising money, seminar 3, we spent 48 minutes already. I'm not sure that one will take more than 30 minutes. And I really think I should do it in another lecture entirely, in another seminar lecture entirely. I think that's good. If you don't mind, let's do it that way. Thank you.